You're listening to the Junk Removal Show, where we haul away the myths, show you real cleanouts with real customers, and give you a behind-the-scenes look at running a 5-star junk removal business. Here's your host, Michael Rowley.
Hey there, I'm your host, Michael Rowley, owner of Corona Junk Removal and Property Maintenance. And in this episode, I want to answer a simple question I hear every week on the job. What actually happens to my junk after you haul it away? Now, you might think that's a basic question, but it's actually a pretty important one. Most people don't think about what happens to their stuff once it's out of sight. But that's the difference between a professional junk removal company and a sketchy guy with a pickup and a Venmo QR code. Let's start with the truth. We don't just dump and disappear. We're not the type of company that loads your old mattress, some kitchen chairs, a busted microwave, and then tosses it all down a dirt road behind a shopping center. That's illegal, it's dangerous, and unfortunately happens every day, especially in places like Riverside County where enforcement is stretched thin. At Corona Junk Removal, we're licensed, we're insured with not only general liability, but also commercial auto insurance, and we do things right. And that includes what happens after we leave your driveway. So today, I want to give you a real honest breakdown of how we handle junk once it's been picked up. Now, let me be clear, we're not out here pretending to be the Salvation Army. We're a service company. Our job is to remove junk fast and professionally. That said, we always try to handle everything responsibly. If there's an opportunity to keep something out of the landfill, we take it. We're not breaking down every job into 10 recycling categories, but we do try to do what we can when it makes sense. Here's how that looks in real life. We regularly haul e-waste like TVs, printers, monitors. All of that gets taken to certified electronics recycling centers or the appropriate area at the landfill. We don't just dump that into the regular landfill where it can leak toxic materials into the ground. That stuff gets tracked and processed properly. Scrap metal, we'll separate it out if it's clean and worth recycling. Things like pipes, frames, bed rails, old appliances. And we'll make a run to the metal yard if the load justifies it. Sometimes a job includes furniture or household items that are still in decent shape. When we know a piece is clean, structurally solid, and someone could use it, we do our best to get it donated or passed on through a local contact. We've worked with local charities, churches, and sometimes we'll even reach out to a family we know that's in need. We're not always able to do that because, to be honest, most of what we haul is damaged, dirty, or flat out done. But if we can help someone out, we will. That's our rule. If it's safe, clean, and useful, and we can help someone, we do it. The other side of this conversation is legal dumping. I can't stress this enough. When you hire a junk removal company, make sure they're taking your items to a certified dump or transfer station. Because if they don't and your stuff ends up dumped somewhere illegally, you can be held responsible. We don't play games like that. We provide photos and landfill receipts upon request, so you always know your junk was handled the right way. Let me give you a real story. A woman called us in a panic. She'd hired a guy off an app, seemed legit, had a decent price, even a nice truck, but he wasn't licensed, he wasn't insured, and he dumped everything, her couch, boxes, bags of clothes, in an open lot. What he didn't know or didn't care about is that there was a shipping box in the pile with her name and address on it. The city traced it back to her. She had to pay someone to go pick it up, and then she called us to finish the job the right way. That's what we protect you from. We don't just haul your junk, we handle it in a way that protects your name, your liability, and your peace of mind. And there's more to it than legality, it's about community too. We live and work in Corona. We haul through Corona, Norco, Temescal Valley, Eastvale, Murrieta, and all over Western, Riverside County, and Orange County. We don't want to see illegal dumping in our washes, hillsides, or alleys, and I'm guessing you don't either. We want clean communities, and that starts with being responsible after the pickup. I've said this before, and I'll keep saying it. Junk removal isn't just about hauling trash, it's about showing up for people. Sometimes we get called to haul out a garage filled with memories. Other times it's an eviction unit with garbage stacked to the ceiling. We've hauled hoarder homes, rotten carpet, broken hot tubs, you name it. But underneath every load is a story, a person, a family, a situation. And when you're in this line of work, you realize pretty quickly that people aren't just looking for a dump run. They're looking for relief. They're looking for trust. They're hoping someone will show up who knows what they're doing, won't judge them, and won't cut corners that could come back to bite them later. That's what we do. When we can donate, we donate. When we can recycle, we do. When we need a dump, we do it legally. And we always try to leave things better than we found them, because we're not just serving customers, we're serving neighbors. So if you're a homeowner, a landlord, a real estate agent, or even someone thinking about getting into this business, I hope this gave you some insight. We're not perfect, we're not pretending to be zero waste, but we're responsible, we're local, and we're real. Quote of the day: we don't just dump and disappear, we recycle e-waste. Repurpose what we can and donate when it's safe and useful, because our community deserves better. Thanks for listening to the Junk Removal Show. If you've got junk, head over to our website, send us a photo, and we'll get you a fast, free, and affordable quote. And follow us on Instagram at CoronaJunkPM to see real job stories, behind the scenes footage, and tips from the field. Next week, we're diving into the 5 types of clients we serve and what they need most. It's going to help you understand how we work with homeowners, realtors, contractors, landlords, and property managers, and why every job needs a different approach. I'm Michael Rowley, and this is the Junk Removal Show. Let's get to work. The Junk Removal Show is brought to you by Corona Junk Removal and Property Maintenance, cleaning up Southern California one load at a time.
You're listening to the Junk Removal Show, where we take you behind the scenes of real cleanouts, real customers, and the daily grind of running a 5-star junk removal business.